Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, thank you. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Perfect World based on novel. So let's start. Silver Polish Mountain, place silver and shiny, as if it was a glowing snowy mountain. It was brilliant white and spectacular. This was a metal mountain range, made mostly of silver essence. Mountain peaks rose and fell. Even though it was only ordinary silver essence, when all of them were piled up together, it was still extremely shocking. At the very center of this place, there was one enormous mountain that was quite unusual. It was like a millstone, its shape bizarre, not quite like a mountain peak. This was also where it got its name, Silver Polish Mountain, from. Great winds whistled about. Xiahao descended here, with Luo Dao and Li Yi following behind him. They closed in on this silvery metal mountain range. Lanichen is able to merge with metal, type of innate divine ability, using this to preserve his life. He brought the Arctic treasure unicorn with him, hiding in this mountain range. Luo Dao explained. The two of them fled separately purely for the sake of survival. Back then, a large group of people chased after them, making it dangerous to the extreme. Lanichen hid here, borrowing the vast metal mountain region to escape the slaughter of a group of powerful individuals. Meanwhile, Luo Dao was the most daring, after breaking free from everyone, immediately returning to Radiant City, becoming the darkness under a lamp, hiding himself in the most dangerous place. Otherwise, it would have been extremely difficult to escape. There was a large net cast around the entrances of Radiant Realm. Let me see who exactly it is that dares to steal my Arctic treasure unicorn, Xiahao said. After coming out from isolation this time, his strength was greatly improved. He became even more calm and unflustered. He released a formless wave of might, leaving Luo Dao shocked. They hadn't met for 9 months, but this young Devil King's strength actually fiercely increased again. Even though there was a pressure, it gave him a strange sense of confidence, feeling that they might be able to rescue Lanichen. This place has many people, all of them experts. Will the three of us be able to pass through them? Li Yi was absolutely terrified. Even though he had seen how savage Xiahao was, with how many experts there were here, he still couldn't help but feel a bit scared. If he could run, he would have done so a long time ago. Following this Devil King was too dangerous, but where could he go now? Immortal Palace's people already hated him greatly. After all, it was him who that led the way, and those people all remembered that. Which powers are here? Xiahao asked. Many. People from Fire Cloud Cavern, Divine Dark Palace, Sword Valley, as well as, Luo Dao explained. These people were extremely terrifying. Not only were there subordinates of the most powerful individuals of the present world, there were also followers of ancient freaks. There were just too many of them. There were also a group of loose cultivators. Silver Polish Mountain would surge with white light from time to time. This was a reflection of abundant metal energy. There were many people who originally wanted to gather essence gold here, believing that there were divine materials. Halt, this mountain is sealed up. You all are not allowed to enter. As soon as they stepped into the silver-colored mountain region, someone discovered them, standing in their way. Their expressions were all cold. Didn't many people enter the mountain? Why are you stopping us? Li Yi appeared and asked. It is precisely because too many people came that all sides established rules that no one else is allowed to enter. The entire Silver Mountain body doesn't have much essence gold to gather, so you all can leave. Li Yi wanted to say something else, but Xiahao stopped him. He walked forward and said, we didn't come here for essence gold, but to find someone. Who? The expression of the one who stood guard outside the mountain region changed. Lanichen. Xiahao said indifferently, you also want to get a cup of the good soup. Friend, you came too late. This place has already been divided into 8 regions by various sides. There is no place left for you. Someone said coldly, Lanichen is my brother, and I've come to bring him back. I do not need any regions or territory. Xiahao calmly said, what? Issue a warning, quick. Several individuals quickly backed up, wishing to send information into the mountain. An enormous pair of Kuan-Peng wings appeared behind Xiahao. With a light movement, crazy winds swept about, divine might surged, clouds pervaded the air. Those individuals were all blasted flying, coughing out large amounts of blood before smashing against the walls, their bones broken and tendons severed. Forget about Li Yi, even Luo Dao's eyes were jumping crazily. This fella's strength had increased, becoming a great deal stronger than before. One has to understand that none of those individuals were weak, all of them rather strong. Go. Xiahao said, heading forward. He came precisely to unleash a great slaughter. In that instant, those people had the space between their brows penetrated by the hair surrounded by scarlet multicolored light. All of them collapsed with their faces towards the sky, not a single one living. Seeing how nimbly you are taking action, why did you still almost die? Li Yi commented softly, but he was greatly shaken up inside. Rubbish, you try facing the attacks of several exceptional talents. Luo Dao said. This left Lu Yi shocked. Shahao nodded. Luo Dao was indeed powerful. Being able to survive under the surrounded attacks of exceptional talents was enough to prove quite a bit alone. They proceeded, continuously breaking through 4 checkpoints, all those who stood in their way instantly killed. As a result, not much disturbance was stirred up, allowing them to quickly enter the depths of Silver Polish Mountain. There were powerful individuals standing guard at the checkpoints around the mountain, but there wasn't a single exceptional talent. It was because they were only there to stop those who arrived later from entering. The true top-level figures, the powerful exceptional talents, were all inside at the heart of this place, all of them pursuing Lanichen to steal his Arctic treasure unicorn. They didn't stay in the perimeter, not good, someone broke in. Finally, someone discovered Shahao and Luo Dao's traces, as well as the corpses left behind at several checkpoints. They quickly issued a warning. As a result, the entire mountain was filled with figures. Bone texts rushed into the air continuously. Li Yi's face immediately turned pale. There were just too many people, right? This mountain range was hiding so many great experts, all of them guarding this place to capture Lanichen. Why are most of them human-shaped? If I kill them, they should display their original forms, right? Shahao frowned. Luo Dao was confused, but Li Yi opened his mouth, feeling extremely speechless. Kill him. Kill. Within this silver mountain range that stretched as far as the eye could see, there were too many figures. They were all shouting noisily, rushing over to kill them. At the heart of this place was a large silver millstone-like mountain body. It was even taller than mountain peaks, imposing and majestic. There was a large formation here, something that several top powers worked together to arrange. It surrounded Silver Polish Mountain to prevent Lanichen from escaping. They continuously shrunk the formation, believing that in a few days, they'll be able to force him out. Shahao continuously took action. After being together with the Divine Striking Stone for a long time, he developed some knowledge towards formations as well, viciously attacking at the weakest places. In the end, he forcibly tore open a corner and walked inside. Inside the Great Formation, there were 8 figures seated within Silver Polish Mountain, each occupying an area. There was someone with silver hair, another with hazy purple energy, and one with long golden horns. All of them were different, possessing astonishing auras. It was as if 8 archaic divine mountains were towering here, exuding a pressure that made one feel suffocated. Not bad, breaking into this place, you have some methods. The silver-haired individual spoke. His eyelids lifted, sizing up. Shahao, you came too late. You should just leave. A male with a vertical eye between his brows spoke. His face was sinister and beautiful. This individual was sitting on a several tens of jong tall silver boulder as he looked down on Shahao. They had clearly already received a report, knowing that Shahao's group of 3 were powerful, that they slaughtered their way in. Ha ha ha, someone roared loudly. This was an expert with long golden bull horns. After laughing, his eyes became cold. While standing on a silver essence boulder, he lowered his head and said, who do you think you are, wishing to bring Wei Lanichen and take the Arctic treasure unicorn for yourself? Keep dreaming, do you think that you are that strong? What qualifications do you have to bring him away? Are you challenging our dignity? A female dressed in black armor and shrouded in black mist spoke. She carried a deathly aura, clearly someone from Underworld Clan. The main character himself has come. Turns out you are the one behind Lanichen. Oh, Luo Dao, you came as well. This is the one that you two rely on? He doesn't seem to be all that. So he only amounted to this much. The one who had golden bull horns on his head laughed loudly. However, his eyes were extremely cold. Ha ha ha, the main character has come. Good, once he is dead, wouldn't the Arctic treasure unicorn be without an owner? On the other side, a woman who wore scarlet armor smiled and said. Her delicate and beautiful face carried a look of ridicule. Since you don't want to leave, then we'll just send you on your way. The expert with a pair of golden horns on his head spoke coldly. Wait a moment. A white lion spoke, its eyes brilliant, stopping that golden horned expert. It looked at Shahao and said, Dao brother, you willing to join my divine temple? From your dignified spirit, you are definitely the hero of a generation. Why don't you form an alliance with us? It was bold and powerful, not turning into human form. Its entire body was shining with white golden fur, especially the hair on its temples that swelled out, making it look heroic and tyrannical. It looked just like a king of all from a legend. When the others heard this, they all felt a bit displeased. It was actually trying to rope someone in. Is Divine Temple that formidable? What kind of benefit is there in joining? Shahao asked. The people here all revealed looks of shock. He hadn't even heard about Divine Temple before. This was an ancient inheritance that was on par with Immortal Palace in reputation, powerful to the point of making others feel reverence. There weren't many people in this inheritance, but not few either. They also had a glorious Tao rite, but there was only a single ancient temple. 3 divine images were consecrated there. Rumor has it that those were 3 great statues that hadn't been destroyed since the ancient times. They represented great power. Some had said that those were immortals in the immortal ancient era, and others said that they were undying divine ancestors from the divine Tao era. There were others who said that those were heavenly emperors who were going to become unmatched in the heavens above and earth below. The people that came from this inheritance were all extremely powerful. They grasped the 9 heavens 10th earth scripture, known as the highest inheritance, one of the unmatched heavenly techniques. As for how great Divine Temple is, Tao friend can ask any random person and will know. As for joining us, this is a type of alliance. You won't be restricted, and once there is trouble, we will lend a helping hand. That is to say, we will mutually help out each other. The White Lion said, Woo, I only have one question then. Will you guys be willing to help me seize the Arctic treasure unicorn or not? Shahao asked. Ancient Holy Child needs the Arctic treasure unicorn. If Tao brother is willing to exchange, we are willing to do everything we can to satisfy your needs. The White Lion's eyes flickered as it spoke like this. Then what point is there in joining what Divine Temple? You all even want my Arctic treasure unicorn, so if I join, won't I have to hand over everything? Shahao mocked. Ancient Holy Child needs this rare treasure badly. If Tao brother is willing to give it up, then everything can be discussed. The White Lion said. The dragon sparrow moved his wings, rising up into the air. This was a powerful race with several bloodlines in the higher realms. Every single one of them were terrifying to the extreme. They had the most powerful ancient blood within them, and even though it was now thin, their names explained everything. No, let me go first. Do not fight with me over this. The expert with golden horns spoke. He leapt down from the enormous boulder with a single step, trampling down onto the ground with a honk sound. The great earth split apart, the energy that was released berserk. It was as if there was a large golden mountain here that made it hard for others to breathe. In the rear, Li Yi's face became snow white. He couldn't help but take steps backwards, his body trembling. Even a fella like this dares to come. The golden figure mocked. Then, he looked at Shahao and said, Come, let me have a taste of how powerful the Arctic treasure unicorn's master is. Are you all really fighting over who is going to kill me? Shahao revealed a faint smile. Correct. If you don't have the skills, then not only will you have to leave behind the Arctic treasure unicorn, but your life as well. A roar sounded. That golden figure brandished his fist and rushed over, domineering and forceful to the extreme. Endless divine force surged, as if a great sea was pouring over. At this moment, everyone's expression changed. Even Luo Dao in the rear was shocked, loudly crying out. It was because this was the archaic barbaric Ox clan's mutated expert, Golden Ox. Currently, he had already successfully advanced to the late stages of the Divine Flame realm. It was an exceptional talent to begin with, and its cultivation was high as well. It was definitely terrifying to the extreme. Luo Dao suffered quite a great loss back then, and that was when the Golden Ox's cultivation was still lower. After several months, it actually became this powerful. Even Shahao was startled. This was only a year and a half, yet someone already reached the late stages of the Divine Flame realm. His speed was fast as expected, putting him on alert. This fella has cultivated for several decades, always suppressing it. He had long studied how his predecessors have achieved divinity, and it is only through immortal ancients' holy medicines as well as other things that he was able to become so fierce, rising up quickly. Luo Dao said. In reality, Shahao was shocked as well. Now that he cultivated to this stage, he could kill Divine Flame realm experts with just a simple move, even if the other individual's cultivation level was higher. However, he never expected this Ox's flesh to be this sturdy, able to forcefully take a hit from him. If it was anyone else, that arm would have definitely exploded. Not simple, able to block a fist from me and only bleeding a bit between your fingers. Rarely seen. Shahao said quietly. However, when the Golden Ox heard this evaluation, he was so angry he wanted to spit out blood. His powerful flesh was his strong suit, his great force matchless, yet in the end, that fist almost blasted his arm apart, and he even heard these types of words, You, go die for me. The Golden Ox roared. He brandished his arm, and then a shining long blade appeared. He brandished it, immediately hacking down towards Shahao. Have a bit of skill. Whose follower are you? It'll be better if you follow me instead. Shahao said. He is someone allied with Sword Valley, known as the Second Divine General. Luo Dao transmitted, Sword Valley, Gu Jianyun. Shahao frowned, recalling that ancient freak. In Xin Province, he had gotten a hurried glance at him, kill. Towards this, the golden ox roared loudly. The shining long blade hacked downwards. Shahao didn't hold anything back either, his 5 fingers forming a dragon claw and releasing resplendent radiance. This was a loose move he obtained from Origin Sky Secret Realm. Not only did this strike contain Shahao's flesh strength, it also displayed a powerful divine ability, erupting with resplendent bone texts. It was incomparably vicious, bringing with it a dragon shadow. The sound of the exchange was deafening. This place became incomparably brilliant, kill. The golden ox roared, already going crazy, fighting a great battle against Shahao. This is the right way. He should have used his powerful method sooner. The scarlet armored woman spoke. She had advocated for Shahao's death from the start. However, after several dozen collisions, suddenly, golden light flashed, and with a catcher sound, the long blade broke apart, and the golden ox flew outwards, his mouth coughing out large amounts of blood. A terrifying dragon claw imprint appeared on his chest, long streaks of blood flowing from it. His heart was almost pierced through. Even the golden ox has been defeated. Everyone, even if there is someone among us who is stronger than the ox, it wouldn't be that much greater. It is still better if we work together to eliminate this person sooner. The white lion spoke. His attitude immediately shifted 180 degrees, now taking the initiative to attack. One has to understand that they had 4 exceptional talents among them, as well as 4 who could fight exceptional talents. They were all the most powerful experts of their respective sides. Luo Dao walked up to help Shahao. One of you, stop him. The other 7 will work together to kill this person. The male who had purple mists curling about him and carried a sword spoke. Luo Dao, back up. Let me do this alone. Shahao said calmly. Who do you think you are? You are going to fight 8 exceptional talent level experts at the same time. The dragon sparrow laughed coldly. A pair of wings moved, multicolored clouds surged, erupting with divine might. Countless feathers shot out, turning into divine arrows before flying at Shahao. Towards this, Shahao also moved his wings. A berserk aura surged outwards, and then all of the dragon sparrow divine feathers were sent flying out in reverse. Following several pu sounds, several divine feathers pierced the dragon sparrow's own body, kill. Shahao released a loud roar, his voice shaking Silver Polish Mountain. Blood energy overflowed outwards. He was going to fight 8 great exceptional talent level experts here alone. The woman who wore scarlet armor took action. Her hands formed an imprint, forming a blazing fan. She fanned it in Shahao's direction. Shahao formed a fist imprint, directly smashing it outwards, blasting that blazing fan apart and sending that woman flying outwards, blood flowing out from her mouth. Shahao's black hair danced about crazily, his eyes like golden lamps. He didn't hold back at all, taking action with full force, using this to test out the results of his cultivation. He was just like a devil king. Who are you? The white lion asked Shahao. Shahao replied. He attacked again, his legs like dragon snakes, lashing outwards, blasting apart the white lion's precious artifacts and almost sweeping past its head. The strong wind shaved off its hair in that area. Blood flowed outwards, kill. The 8 experts trembled inwardly, no longer daring to hide their greatest methods. They all used their true fighting strength, taking action together. Shahao, that sounds a bit familiar, someone said while attacking. Shahao's pupils released cold lightning. His legs moved, and with every step, lotuses were born. Golden lotuses covered everything, neutralizing the barbaric ox clan's innate skill, causing all the golden ripples to scatter. At the same time, he raised his hand, his fingers like a sword, directly smashing into that sparkling divine sword. The tips of his fingers stopped the sword, erupting with divine radiance. Everyone became greatly shocked. How domineering was this? To dare take on the divine sword with his fingers. Every movement he made gave others an unmatched feeling. Sword energy weaved about. The male who released sword energy from the east, sword edge resplendent, bone texts interweaved, became more powerful. He continuously attacked with the sword. Shahao's fingers blossomed with sword radiance. Stalk after stalk of grass appeared in the void, the grass a bluish-green and full of vitality, incomparably mystical. Following a great clash, the divine sword was blasted flying. All of the grass turned into sword energy, sweeping in all directions and attacking at everyone. Splitting shouts were released. Everyone was doing everything they could to resist, no longer daring to act carelessly, feeling more and more like this youth was ridiculously powerful. Now, as long as Shahao took action, it was definitely fatal against Divine Flame Realm experts. Only by working together could these 8 great exceptional talents resist. Otherwise, if it was anyone else, they would have already died. Kill. The scarlet armor-clad woman's hands formed an imprint, forming a symbol flame fan to attack Shahao. Just some small trick, Shahao said coldly. He already saw it and broke through it before. This type of precious method was ineffective against him. His palm slapped outwards, scattering it again, immediately sending fiery light overflowing into the sky. Under everyone's expectant eyes, the fiery red heavenly scorpion tail pierced Shahao's body, but it didn't produce the sound of piercing flesh, as if it struck metal or stone. That extremely sharp, invincible scorpion tail stinger was stopped by the golden vortices. There unexpectedly seemed to be a small figure seated there, chanting scriptures inside that vortex. The golden vortices immediately wrapped around the scorpion tail, locking it in place. Yen, hurry up and take action. The scarlet-clad woman cried out in alarm. She had never encountered this type of situation before. As long as she took action, all enemies would avoid this attack. However, someone dared to block her scorpion tail today. The others naturally took action, attacking Shahao. Shahao's figure was tyrannical. The golden vortices swirled, the Kuan-Peng method displaying its profoundness, powerful beyond comparison. That scorpion tail was locked down, and then with a fierce twist, it was about to be broken. Ah, the woman cried out in pain. It was just the beginning, yet not only did her hidden attack not work, she was going to have her tail broken. A golden lightning sword appeared in Shahao's hands. It quickly hacked at the woman. The Flame Scorpion clan's female expert's eyes flickered with cold light. She knew that Shahao purposely didn't break her tail, using this to pull in the distance and then kill her. She spared no effort to jump backwards, and with a catcher sound, her tail snapped. Poison flew everywhere, rushing towards Shahao's body. Her action was decisive and vicious. I underestimated your determination, Shahao said. The surface of his body shone, and the golden vortex ripple technique operated, scattering all of the poison. Aya, what a waste. In the end, she is still a female exceptional talent, so if you really can't subdue her, you can still make her a tea-serving girl. The divine striking stone sighed with pity. Of course, this was definitely done on purpose, for the sake of ruining these powerful experts' confidence. It was also worried that Shahao wouldn't be able to hold on. After all, these were 8 great exceptional talent level experts. Will you dare drink it if she serves tea? You'll be poisoned to death, Shahao said. Then, he added, even if I am going to take exceptional talents, I have to take the very best. She's not enough. When she heard this type of ridicule, the woman who wore scarlet-colored armor erupted with anger. Her head of hair danced crazily about, and divine light surged behind her. There were unexpectedly 9 golden tails that appeared at the same time, all of them shockingly sharp. 9-tailed heavenly scorpion, this is her innate precious technique. She produced so many poisonous tails at once. Luo Dao was shocked. Shahao's expression froze as well, no longer daring to show carelessness. He didn't fear attacks of blunt force, but he had to be a bit more careful when dealing with this type of poison. Kill. 8 great experts rushed over murderously, using their most powerful methods. Underworld clan's female expert was alarmed, quickly retreating out of fear of being struck by the lightning radiance. That great yang force left her horrified. This is the Lightning Emperor's precious technique. She was extremely doubtful. Shahao, this name sounds familiar. It seems to be that person from the lower realm. Right now, there was finally someone who remembered. They couldn't help but become shocked. Didn't that youth die in the lower realm? Shahao erupted with power, his entire body releasing electrical radiance, sweeping through every direction. In addition, lightning Dao stars fell through the void, smashing together and covering this world with electrical arcs. Silver Polish Mountain was also made of metal, resonating in response, conducting the electrical radiance. This entire place became chaotic. Lanichen was blasted out. He hid in the distance, looking at everything with shock. As for the 8 great experts, they were all alarmed. This lightning was just too terrifying. The great battle was becoming more and more intense. Bone texts interweaved like an ocean, surging and pouring out into this place. 3 eyes split the heavens. At this moment, the sinister male with the vertical eye between his brows shouted. His 3 eyes shone, unexpectedly deforming the void. He took aim at Shahao, wishing to tear him apart. In Shahao's surroundings, space collapsed, and much of the lightning was guided away, entering an unknown dimension. How powerful! Luo Dao sighed with amazement. Even Shahao couldn't help but nod his head, feeling quite shocked. This male actually opened up the void with his own strength. The power of that vertical eye was too great. He shifted out horizontally to avoid this attack. That lightning radiance was sucked away by the void. The three-eyed male clearly exhausted too much of his foundational energy. After completing this attack, his face became pale. However, he clenched his teeth and displayed it again, firing out streak after streak of light from between his brows, attacking Shahao to end him here. When the others saw this, they all attacked in coordination, because the three-eyed divine light was too domineering. Let's stop that here. Shahao released a great shout. His body shone, and then flying immortal radiance flew out streak after streak. This was his supreme being precious technique, Heaven Calamity Light. This radiance was incomparably resplendent. Even though it normally attacked indiscriminately, right now all of it was concentrated on three-eyed male. Not good, I can't hold on. The consumption is too great. Hurry and protect me. The three-eyed male's expression changed. I am going to repeat myself. Are you willing to follow me and serve as my mount? Shahao shouted, you can go to hell. The barbaric ox roared, releasing a thunderous sound. That type of roar was enough to terrify a group of experts, enough to make the void collapse. This was its innate divine ability, barbaric ox roar. This roar was exceptional powerful, able to split the heavens. Shahao felt his ears ringing, his head feeling like it was stabbed by needles. He couldn't help but feel shocked towards this type of precious technique. It had some unique uses as expected, about to actually injure him. He released a roar, using his own voice to suppress the barbaric ox's roar. Since that is the case, if you don't want to be a mount, then just turn into hot pot beef. A lightning spear appeared in his hands. It thrusted forward, about to kill this golden ox. Suddenly, another great roar sounded that made all things wither, making 100 beasts surrender and all creatures of this world tremble. It was precisely the white lion. Its strength was ranked at the top of these 8, and at this moment, it became problematic. It was also displaying its innate divine ability, and it perfectly coordinated with the barbaric ox. The two voices overlaid with each other, increasing the power greatly. Lion's roar. It was incomparably ferocious, the might world shaking, and even added on top of the barbaric ox's roar. Shahao's body staggered, and the lightning spear in his hands even scattered. He was almost pierced through by the 9 golden scorpion tails behind him. Good, I really did underestimate all of you. From here on out, there will be a bloodbath. Shahao stabilized his body and unleashed his single heavenly passage, stopping all of the sound waves from reaching him. His head of black hair danced about even though there was no wind. His eyes became even colder. He was like an unrivaled devil king that had reincarnated as he slaughtered his way forward. A golden lightning spear appeared, dazzling and resplendent. It was formed from lightning, absolutely unstoppable. He rushed at the golden ox while holding it with both hands. Stop him. Everyone took action to stop this attack. However, the power Shahao displayed at this moment was too great. With his only heavenly passage protecting him, he went crazy. Lightning swirled about him, pushing back everyone. The golden ox roared, its horns shining and releasing blades to stop Shahao. Unfortunately, Shahao was incomparably ferocious, tearing through everything in his way like rotten weeds. The lightning spear blasted off its horns, and then with a ferocious thrust, Pu sounded. Its forehead was pierced through. The golden ox released a miserable cry, its voice world shaking. Its enormous body fell onto the ground, blood flowing everywhere. Electrical radiance was still curling about its head, dying a violent death. The white tiger unleashed a hidden assault, its incomparably sharp claws turning into wide blades as they slashed at Shahao's back. Underworld clanswoman held the death god scythe in her hands, using the void beast bone precious object to hack apart the void, turning around to leave. A void halberd appeared in Shahao's hand. He directly chased into the void, brandished the halberd, fiercely hacking it down. Following a deafening sound, the void shattered. The two individuals reappeared. The death god's scythe was broken. The void halberd released a dazzling light that was incomparably dazzling, and with a ferocious hack, it cleaved the underworld clan female into 2. Black blood splashed everywhere. This was what the remaining 3 individuals thought. There was no way they could defeat this enemy. This was an unmatched devil king. He was just too terrifying. Where do you think you all are going? Shahao held the great halberd in one hand, cutting off that flame scorpion clan female exceptional talent's escape path. Kill. The heavenly scorpion girl screamed. In the end, the 9 golden scorpion tails were all cut off. Poison splashed high into the air. Then, he brandished his halberd, removing her head, sending it flying far into the distance. Large amounts of blood splashed outwards. Shahao faced the wind while holding the halberd, his black hair flying about, gaze like lightning. Right now, he was like a demon lord towering in the world of mortals. In the distance, Luo Dao and Lanichen were both shocked. Even those as powerful as themselves were trembling. This was the first time they felt that if they followed by this person's side, they wouldn't feel so wronged after all. Are you going to cut them all down, not letting a single one go? Lu Yi had long been frightened stiff, retreating far into the distance. He had never seen such a terrifying scene before. Corpses covered the ground, golden blood flowed. He was trembling uncontrollably all over. This was just too terrifying. One had to keep in mind that those were all exceptional talent-level experts. Normally, forget about all of their corpses on the ground, just 8 of them walking together was rare. However, after the Battle of Silver Polish Mountain, a single person killed 6 of them. Once news of this got out, it would definitely alarm Radiant City, triggering a huge uproar. You really going to kill us all? The silver-haired individual said softly. When his eyes opened and closed, many silver symbols interweaved around his body. He tried to slow down his voice as much as possible to talk to Shahao. A streak of light shone. The divine striking stone was thrown out, directly hitting him between the brows, while in midair, like pigs being slaughtered, screams sounded endlessly. It was extremely fast, instantly reaching that place. The silver-haired male used precious techniques to defend himself, but in the end, he found that he couldn't free himself from this stone. The other party was too fast, not stopping until it hit its target. The divine sterling stone immediately struck a precious symbol, leaving the silver-haired male shaken. This was a space-shattering symbol he produced to escape. However, he got caught in his own trap. There was a great formation locking this place down, so this symbol lost most of its effectiveness. Even after activating it for a long time, it still didn't split apart the void. Now, it was destroyed, completely crushing all hope of escape. Do you still want to leave? Shahao held the halberd as he walked over murderously. This time, there was no longer any suspense. The great void halberd shone, immediately distorting the void, producing streaks of cracks. Even this powerful silver-haired male couldn't fend off this attack. His body was chopped up into 4 to 5 pieces, falling onto the ground. Blood flowed everywhere. It was actually a silver mastiff. At the same time, sword radiance rushed into the heavens. The youth who held the magical sword and was curling with purple energy was about to break out, yet in the end, he was intercepted by Luo Dao's long hair. He was the only one left. There was naturally no way for him to change this situation. While he was frantically brandishing the sword energy, Shahao already hurried over. A leg swept over like a dragon snake brandishing its tail. This was precisely the loose method he obtained from Origin Sky Secret Realm, Golden Snake Leg. A dragon snake could vaguely be seen rising up in power, crushing down on the other party. All of the sword energy was scattered, and this attack landed on that person's body. The sword radiance thus scattered. That person released a loud cry, his body splitting into 2. This dragon snake leg was like a deity lashing whip, but also like an immortal sword that could cut down enemies. A purple vicious bird that was surrounded by mists appeared. Its wings looked like they were forged from purple gold, brilliant and resplendent. Unfortunately, they were already broken. Purple golden swan, an archaic divine bird, rare species. Luo Dao was shocked. This type of species was rarely seen, but they were all powerful. Their bird beaks were like swords, able to pierce through all enemies. Unfortunately, he encountered Huang, met Shahao. The bird beak shattered, and his body even more so broke into 2 pieces, thus losing his life. Many people felt great waves stir within them, simply unable to calm down. There was even less of a need to talk about those who had a grudge against Shahao. Their eyes were ice cold, truly wishing they could enter Immortal Ancient right now and kill him, not giving him the chance to grow up. There were some who saw their own clan's exceptional talents die, feeling great pain inside. Their vision grew dim, almost fainting on the spot. The losses were just too great. Once one reaches the end of the Divine Flame Realm, it will be hard to walk half a step further. For those cultivators, they could be said to have already completed the path, unable to advance further. A sect master sighed, speaking the truth, perhaps someone can tread on that path, illuminating the past and present with glorious light, stepping onto the unmatched Great Tao path. At this moment, a snow-white old turtle spoke. When it spoke like this, everyone raised their eyebrows because many people recognized it. This was one of the higher realm's oldest existences. Its shell was snow-white and sparkling, releasing a luster of life, impossible. That path cannot be traveled further, those people cannot be seen again. At the very least, in this great era, it will be too difficult for someone like that to appear. An old who spoke, an authoritative figure who had survived from the archaic era. It's age great, I agree, even in immortal ancient, those blessed by heaven and able to take that step aren't many. Now, the world has already changed. It's simply impossible. Another person spoke. Everyone became shocked. This was the Dao Tai clan's ancient ancestor. It had even eaten the sun, moon, and stars. It had killed quite a few powerful experts in the archaic war. The number of sect masters it devoured definitely numbered more than the single digits. It was beyond terrifying. Everyone, we don't need to hide things any longer. Now, those people have entered immortal ancient, so no one can interfere. What else is there to worry about? As for who is going to take that step in this world, all of you already understand. Within a purple golden emperor carriage that was filled with chaotic energy, someone released this voice. This was someone from an emperor clan of the present world. These types of words were spoken. This left many people who didn't understand the inner details shaken. They looked towards Divine Temple, Dragon Palace, Sword Valley, and the other most ancient inheritances. They all had ancient freaks enter from their side. Indeed, from the past to present, everything the sect has have been passed down to them. I hope they can recreate the glory of the immortal ancient great era's most powerful experts. Someone nodded, calmly admitting it. The crowd was immediately shaken. They were going to step onto that path. It made many people's hearts tremble. Perhaps only one or two can succeed. Even though we've given them everything we could find from the immortal ancient era, it will definitely still be 9 deaths and 1 chance at life. 10 Crown King's small tree should be that one from immortal ancient, right? I never thought that it could reappear in this world. Someone sighed. If everyone understood what was said by this person, all 3,000 provinces would be greatly shaken. I just fear that he will be killed halfway through that path by the mysterious power. Someone spoke, clearly worried, their face overcast. Suddenly, someone revealed a look of shock when they looked at the monument. Meanwhile, Underworld Clan was even more so, angered until their faces became ashen. Radiant World, Silver Polish Mountain. Shahao sent Underworld Clan's female corpse flying with a kick. This clan is the most useless, ruining my appetite. It was clearly this that made the teeth of Underworld Clan's people feel sore. A cauldron was propped up. Luo Dao stirred up a Dao flame, bringing the spiritual spring inside to a boil. Shahao, Li Yi, and the others began to put the meat inside. Fatty beef really is good for hotpot. Shahao looked at the barbaric ox that was like a small golden mountain, feeling extremely satisfied. This flesh contained a large amount of essence. The flesh was golden and surging with radiance. Soon after, he brought out condiments and seasoning of all types. There were even many jars of good wine. When the golden ox was chopped up into thin slices and placed into the water, Shahao had those people dig in, starting this feast. It truly is a delicacy, worthy of being a mutated barbaric ox full of golden blood. It's almost as if I am eating ginseng, a single mouthful making my entire body relaxed, my body about to float up. Shahao sighed with amazement. The meat fragrance assailed the nostrils, golden light shining brilliantly. This type of eating was too extravagant, something not even sect masters dared to eat. It was because these were exceptional talents, all of them raised up like treasures within their respective clans. Who would dare eat them? However, Shahao was eating them extremely happily, his mouth releasing fragrance, broth flowing from his lips and teeth. His large eyes became crescents, enchanted with this meal. Lu Yi was still a bit alarmed at first, because these were all great figures that he normally had to look up to. Even when they were eaten as meat, there was still a bit of a shadow over his heart. However, when the golden beef entered his mouth and became the most powerful medicinal strength, he completely let it go. After 3 pieces of golden beef entered his stomach, his 7 apertures released golden radiance, and his entire body was about to float from the ground. He hadn't even started drinking, yet he was already becoming intoxicated. This flame scorpion meat you all have to be a bit careful with. Don't put any of the tail poison inside the cauldron, or else all of us will die. Shahao reminded. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.